Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I am so very happy that you are here with me in this week's episode of Be One, Be You. We are diving into the theme Break Through the Illusion of Relationship. So many of us have learned about relationship and are learning about relationship with another person, another being, a man or woman who taps something deep inside of ourself and that we want to pursue, we want to get to know. So many of us have not been taught how to be in a relationship and how to navigate through our own feelings, our expectations, and to be able to see clearly through all of the experiences of what a relationship brings to us. I was never taught how to be in relationship, and I had to break through the unspoken messages that were given to me when I was growing up and as a young woman in her teens and early 20s. And I went by the chemistry, the attraction, and I would later awaken to what drew me into certain relationships. So I'd like to invite you to let down your guard, to put aside the involvement, projects, tasks, thoughts of your day, and just give yourself a little bit of time here together with me where you can experience how you have created certain relationships, a particular relationship, a significant relationship that may or may not still be in your life, and to understand the power of viewing and seeing deeply and in a whole way what a relationship was and is meant to teach you. So many people, it may or may not be you, jump from a relationship to another relationship to deal with hurt feelings and anxieties and worries. Many of us go into relationship to complete ourselves. We seek the energies of another person that mirror back to us or give to us what we are seeking in ourself, but we don't know it yet. We're needing recognition. Perhaps we're needing that mirroring back that who we are is lovable, that who we are is okay and worthy of love. Some of us also draw to us partners who will have the same subconscious patterns as our parents or a parent or a religion that we are raised in or a teacher. And we oftentimes jump into a relationship with someone who we have no idea will end up being the same exact experience as how we felt as a child or as a young teen, in order to bring it up, to recalibrate, discover, initiate into its higher form, to ignite it into the higher consciousness of light that we are. As a human being, you are always on an evolutionary cycle of moving into greater awareness and integration into your body. Your body is the lie detector, it is the truth detector. Your body, when it is aligned in the light that you are, into the matrix of your true knowledge and being, Your alignment always reveals the truth to you. I can remember back to a relationship I entered into that took a lot of time to leave. The entanglements were deep and the love was deep. But I realized at the end of the relationship that I really didn't know how to love. And I really didn't know how to be loved. And that realization, that self inquiry into myself, helped me begin the true path of learning to love myself and receiving the parts of myself that weren't loved and could not be seen, heard, and received. This is the greatest work to begin and to continue on your life journey. The beliefs that you have about yourself, the criticisms, the self judgment that come from that ego self, the false self, who needs you and wants you to fulfill what you know you have to fulfill to get the attention that is needed for you to survive. Your ego self, the voice of the being in you who's trying to take care of you, can overstep its boundaries and block you, actually shut you down from trusting that the effervescent brilliance, creativity, your innate intelligence and talents deserve and need to exist. They are the expression of who you truly are. All of the ways that we cover up who we really are is one of the greatest errors that we all have, to bringing to us a partner who is not another smokescreen to ourself, a person who doesn't need to project onto us what we need to be for them, a person who can see who you truly are and want to see who you truly are. The roadblocks, the stumbling blocks, those barriers that come up in a relationship always have to do with the person not wanting to see what they're doing in themselves, and to the relationship. When you see into and peer into and feel through your whole body how a relationship has affected you and what it has taught you, you want to always write those things down and take them to your heart. And you get to break through the illusions that you've had. Most of us have needed someone to fulfill us, to complete our other half, the half of ourself that we haven't yet reclaimed and reconnected to in ourself. Some of you have possibly entered into a relationship on chemistry and the sexual attraction, and what emerges is your partner needing to feel powerful and making use of sex as a way to get their needs met without ever fully opening into their heart, body. When the heart opens in the body, the whole body opens, and it brings us into a new level. It brings being in relationship into a new level. It gives us access to the infinite divine, that is the true golden threads that bind a relationship into divine source, into the infinite source, that infinite oneness. And the bindings into higher love give us a new wiring system. It gives us the insight, the courage, and the strength to pursue what we're really all about. The illusions in relationship have to do with falling into roles where you're expected to play a particular role that satisfies the other person. There are ways that are truly healthy to satisfy in a relationship, such as perhaps a partner did not have stable nurturing from a mother. Perhaps the mother was absent or ill, unavailable, working too many hours, died young. Inside of your partner, or perhaps inside of yourself, is the need to be nurtured and taken care of. So you cooking for your partner helps to give that, helps to fulfill that place inside, and it fulfills the person emotionally. When the needs are known of your partner, those gaps inside, and your own needs and gaps inside, you're able to be conscious. You're aware of what your needs are and what the needs are of your partner. And so there's a mutual connection that happens. When you are in the illusion of a relationship, it always has to do with projection. And the subconscious is programmed, whether we like it or not, of what a sensual, sexy woman looks like and what a sensual, sexy man look like. And we can get pulled into that. We can also get pulled into the illusion of someone who has the facade of breaking out of the box of their life and not being in status quo, and consequently also not doing the inner work because they're still in an image. It's just a different image. Oftentimes in a relationship based on illusion, a partner will blame the other partner for what they don't have, what they can't get, and for what they want, but the partner's not giving them what they want. There is an dependence that happens through having sex with the partner, where the partner is supposed to be the one who's fulfilling now the desire level. And we can get really caught up in getting our desires met and basing a good relationship upon what we're getting. And that's a huge illusion. And it always creates a relationship catastrophe on some level where the relationship has blow ups and anger bouts. Blame is one of the culprits of living in illusion. And over time, we go through that, sometimes what it feels like a dreadful awakening to realize traits in our partner that are difficult, really challenging, and stretch us. What do we do when we discover something about our partner and we look in ourselves and we go, wow, it's not my stuff. This is really them. And you go, wow, I've given my partner enough space to hang themselves. I've allowed them, I've given them the opportunity to live their life how they need to. And what happens is you discover that you're not getting what you want. What do you do in a situation like that? It's really important to own your truth. First, do your inner work. Look into yourself and see what you're avoiding in yourself, what needs to be brought to the surface of yourself, that you take responsibility, you practice the ability to respond to yourself, and you enlighten your own awareness. And in enlightening your own awareness, you are giving the relationship greater breathing room and space One way to work with this is to be the mirror, to point things out to your partner that you really see for real, that you feel for real, and that you know are for real without blame, but through real sharing and inviting your partner to become aware of what they're feeling and to create it to be a safe space for your partner to share their inner dark places, the places they might feel bad about or have shame about, and to share about any trauma or abuse that they went through as a child. To break through the illusion in a relationship, you have to deal with the childhood trauma and pain. And when your relationship is of real love, enduring love, where both partners can talk things out and discover their inner truth, you begin to pop through and break the bubble of how you both individually have been living in an illusion. And you have to see, for instance, how your father might have treated your mother, how your father might have shut down your feeling creative side, or whatever aspect of yourself was not permitted to grow into its full fruition. And the challenge that you had to choose to be yourself and to go through the consequences of becoming yourself. Some of you might have had the experience where you had to stay in the grid, the box of your parents or a parent box. How they locked the door on themselves was how they wanted and needed to lock the door on you. And so it becomes really easy to then naturally, habitually, unconsciously lock the door on someone else, on a partner. When you begin to lock the door on someone else's feelings, intellect, spiritual awakening, creativity, you lock the door of the relationship. And the harder you make it for the other person to leave becomes something that is thrown back at you over the years ahead. The more that we stuff down the truth, the greater the illusion we live in, and that becomes harder to create a lasting relationship, a relationship that can make it through the difficult barriers, the difficult choice points, and to trust that in breaking through the illusions that you've brought into your relationship, through those walls, the barriers, the glass windows, the ceilings of the fear of getting close, the fear of intimacy, that fear of into me I see, real intimacy. When we fear that, we fear love, and we need to keep the illusion up. Most of us fear the pain, and with that pain comes the shame that is the underlying ouch point, the thorn that eventually is touched within every relationship. And through creating a way to honestly work with the thorns in yourself, in your relationship, without blame and shame, without false expectations and excessive neediness to make yourself feel better, it shifts as you say yes to the love that is inside yourself that is really wanting to come through and needing to be expressed. And the more that you choose to come into the wholeness in yourself, to embrace all of you, the greater your ability to embrace the love that is there in your partner and to open in yourself to embrace the love in your partner, because it is through the love that you're able to move through the illusions that we bring into a relationship. I thank you for joining with us today. I invite you to come check out at my website, ayanalehi.com, the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village. And when you subscribe to my email list, you're given the updates with all of my special events and most of all the tribe transformation, which is group mentoring or one-on-one mentoring for you to choose from. Thanks for being here with all of us. I wish you great love and blessings in your week ahead and holding you in much, much love. This is Ayana Lahi. Until next time, take really wonderful care of you.